Boiling. And very, very fat, which also adds to it.
Was it?
Oh, fuck. I'm fat as fuck. Hang on, let me close this window. Hang on. Someone's getting arrested in the north. There we are now. Is that sounding all right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you sound perfect, and it's clear as a whistle.
Happy days.
Just therapeutic. Oh, you're on the sauce already. I'm fucking jealous.
The beauty of no kids, man.
Yeah. I leave mine. I leaving mine off now till the young fella goes to sleep. Like, so it's grand.
Aye. Said beauty of no kids. I'm drinking with my dad, so it's not that beautiful.
Are you with the young fella?
He's sitting there going, fucking 33 years, this fat bastard.
So, for some reason, I thought you were going to go back to your mother's.
I am, yeah, I'm mum and dad's.
Oh, sorry, right, yeah. Oh, yours are together. You're one of the few people whose parents are together, right?
Yeah, I got good ones, man.
Yeah, because that's still tentative stuff, isn't it? Because you go, I'm in my dad's. Well, okay, right, yeah.
Aye, is your mum alive?
And nobody calls it their dad's. That's interesting now.
Aye, right enough. Yeah, it's not his. It's definitely hers. When I think about it, yeah, it's his garden, her house.
Nice. So how you keeping up? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Start the podcast. There we are. Mickey D. What's the crack? You're the first person to come. This is the first for the podcast. You're the third time back.
I'm only the second time back, aren't I?
No. We did. Remember, we did it once in the car.
Fuck, that's right. Once in the
we did the international as well.
So we did. Fucking hell, I must be smashing
it. You're so sought after, Mick. What's the alternative career? What is it? I'm going driving a fucking tractor or something.
Thomas, I've got nothing. My whole life goal, my whole plan was stand up. So that's why I've done one like online gig, and I'm refusing to do any more in case it catches on.
They're tired.
If that's going to be sucking dick for money.
Yeah. Just quite literally.
Back to the first job.
I was thinking like Mickey D. Do you know? Maybe I don't know. I when I hear Mickey D in my head, I'm thinking a kind of rip off American Diner. Do you know? Like, you'd be great.
I've thought about it. I've thought a few times, like since this started, it was like, right, fuck, can I go back to work? And I think you're probably the same. I've done stand up too long now that if somebody said, like, if somebody younger than me or told me to do something I didn't give a fuck about, you know, I went and left that. I went and fuck yourself. Like, I don't know if I can respect authority anymore, Tom.
Yeah, that would I know, but I'm the exact same way. The only thing I could think was maybe if I got a job driving a van. And I just, build the thing in the fucking morning and don't talk to me for the rest of the day. Like, it'll be, I'll empty it. Don't worry. Just pay me at the end of the week.
Do you know when you hear, like, back in the good old days when you would hear people making a fortune delivering Chineses? I'd do that for cash. But sure, they're getting rid of that, the bastards.
Oh, this is the thing. This is the fucking plan. There's no disease at all. It's just getting rid of the fucking cash.
And is the thing. Is the one thing about this lot. So my dad's a borderline flat earther. I do a podcast with Connor Keys. He's mad at the conspiracy theories. So anybody I know, if anyone I've been talking to the last month has been heavily involved in conspiracy theories, and I'm like that. Like when I meet somebody in a pub and this is over, I'm going to go, "You're a fucking sheep. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about."
You and Jim Corey hang out. Come here, I'm up to me bollocks and conspiracy. Sure, one of my best mates is Gordo Rochford. He has those conspiracy guys, and I've been dipping in and out of his fucking podcast with him, like doing bits with him.
Tom, I nearly fucking crashed my car. They did one about Agenda 21. Did you listen to that?
Yeah.
Recorded it in 2018.
Yeah.
And Gordo goes, "Listen, this was a year and a half ago, but when you listen to it, you're going to shit yourself." And I think maybe 5 minutes in, Gordo goes, "Well, this is coming out in 2020, so we're probably at the start of, or at least in the middle of, the next big economic crash, and I fucking let go of the steering wheel. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's where they're at. Yeah, and but in fairness to Gordo, he's not a hard pusher of it. You know what I mean? He's like, well, here's the fucking facts. Do what you want with it. You know.
That's the thing, man. Yeah, that's I put a joke up on Facebook today, and an argument started underneath the joke, and
what was it?
So I put something up. It was like, because that thing today where Trump had, well, the mainstream media said Trump suggests injecting fucking disinfectant. And then you watch the video and you're like, no, he didn't. And I hate the fact that I am now starting to, like, I don't like Donald Trump, but every so often I'm going, no, he didn't.
Yeah. You gotta, you do have to
be on his side.
But that's the comedian in you, though, where you have to go, fuck this, lads, 1 second now. Let's actually break it down. But it's only now I realize people will, no wonder Trump got in, because totally. I thought, looking at it from our point of view, because we would look at every fucking minute word and go, nah, man, you can't be saying that shit. People don't look at fuck all. They hear and see about 10% of, and they only hear what they want to hear. And after that, my comedy, if we ever get back to Zoom, it's totally fucking changing. I'm just going to stand on stage and go, dicks, fannies, dicks, and more fucking fannies. Am I right?
Because I was doing that thing where I don't think it was wrong. I'm a bit of a hippie, so like my stand-up was always it was dirty, but it was always about like themans. Do you know what I mean? I was never picking on the little guy. And I'm getting to the point where I feel like I'm going, do you know what, little guy? You need to fucking get the fuck up.
Yeah.
And realize that you're full of shit. So's the big guy. But you're up. I honestly think the only people left in the world that are making sense are comedians.
Yeah. Because we've been social, I suppose, what would you call it, social commentary for a long time, but we got to put a funny twist on it.
And also slightly social distance.
Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of isolated. So this isolation thing has been no different to me, apart from I'm drinking a bit more.
Yeah.
I don't mind sitting in the house all day. I'll wait it out. You wait and see. Wait and see how much money I can't spend when I don't have to do stand-up.
It's a valid point, yeah. It's a valid fucking point.
I was watching that thing on Netflix last night. Do you see when Dave Chappelle won the Mark Twain Award?
Yeah.
And he made a great point where he was talking like the genre of stand-up, and he's like, you all see the fucking jokes and the laughter or whatever, and he goes, but you people don't know how to argue. He's like, we go back to a green room. He's like, I know comedians that I know are fucking racist, but we still have a beer and talk it out.
Yeah.
And he's like, most people don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean? I got lynched on a couple of weeks ago. I don't really do much on Twitter because Twitter's a fucking burning bin of fucking hell. But this old guy had put this thing up about people cycling bikes down the middle of O'Connell Street in Dublin, and I'd had a few drinks. You know?
My man.
And I wrote something that's logical enough. It was along the lines of, fucking nice thought, but at the same time, we should be fucking licensing people that are cycling bikes to make them accountable. Well, fuck me. This wave of virgins came running after me. Like,
that was the thing. That joke I put up today was like, it was basically about all the different things that the politicians and mainstream media have been saying. So it was like Donald Trump says inject. Man, I was like, Donald Trump says inject bleach. Boris Johnson said herd immunity. The Guardian are saying that it doesn't affect smokers. Daily Mail are saying the smokers will be the first to die. BBC is saying the curve has been flattened. ITV said it's getting worse. Sky News has a guy running around the studio on fire screaming, I am Groot. And there's definitely a bunch of cunts that think a gay man married a 5G mast and that's why this is happening. And then at the bottom it just wrote, can we just call it even and open a fucking pub? Yeah. Now, in my mind, that's clearly a joke where we want to go for a pint.
It's gorgeous. It's beautiful.
But Tom, the political discourse that it has caused.
What?
I swear to God, that's another thing. I just checked it on Facebook. It's got more shares and more views than any fucking link for a ticket I have ever put up. People are going, and the amount of fucking, you know what's incorrect, fucking 5G might call, and I'm like, did no one read it to the end?
Yeah.
Did no one look at the profile photo of a man naked with a KFC bag and think he's joking?
But was it on your comedy page?
Aye. Well, my private one was like people got the joke, but the comedy page was just fucking went insane.
But that's what blows my mind, is it's Micky Bartlett, the fucking comedian. Like, this
Totally.
man, like, McSavage is coming on next week, and it's because he is a contrarian, like, and he's a professional cunt, but that's what he does. But what's hilarious is he keeps on he got people to write in, and this what piqued my interest. I said, come on, come back on, and he'd gotten lads to write in foul ways of saying they love a woman. Like, right. I'd fucking eat chips out of her knickers. All these fucking horrendous things you say when you're 16 to try and outdo each other.
Suck a fart out of her arse to see where it came from, that sort of thing.
I'd suck the dick of the last fella that rode her, like, yeah.
I love that one.
So I couldn't leave it off. He'd read out all of these ones, he's reading them out, and this is on his stories on Instagram, and he didn't say the one I thought he was going to say. And I wrote to him, I said, I'd eat a mile of her shit just to wank on her shadow. And McSavage immediately fucking rang me. He was like, that might be one of the greatest, most horrendous things. He goes, you wouldn't believe the tirade of toxicity fucking abuse I'm getting right now. Aye. And you're going, who is writing? First of all, you follow David McSavage, so you know who he is and what he is. And now you're going to have an issue. Clearly, the man's acting the bollocks and messing. He's a fucking comedian. Like, I can never. But again, that comes down to people see that little 5-10% and go, well, fuck all the logical stuff around it.
Like, there's bits of as well. Do you know do you ever be in a fucking, you're texting someone and then misread what you've texted them because they haven't read it in the accent you've done it in?
Yeah.
There's tons of that. If people are only speaking to one another through fucking text,
it's lethal.
It's just fucking. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like someone gets triggered at a gig, you might not know what the fuck they've been going through.
Yeah.
They might not get the joke, but everyone else in the room can go, well, no, but listen to the way he said it. Like, just pay attention. Whereas if that same person's triggered by a text and they show their mates don't hear it in a different way.
Yeah.
Text, haha, you're a cunt. And they read, haha, you're a cunt. You're like...
It doesn't read well. I know what you're saying, like the idea behind, do we have to contradict? I think, do we go harder now?
I am. Fuck it.
May as well.
Yeah. It's one of... I think there's a point where, like... There's definitely something fucking going on with, like, the amount of divide and conquer going on in the world right now. And I think the only way you can really joke about it is to go in fucking swinging.
Because do you think it's just history repeating itself? Does this come around every couple of 100 years? Because that was a conversation that was...
It feels like it's never not happened. Do you know what I mean? Like, part of the reason I'm interested in sort of conspiracies is because I grew up in the North with a fucking mixed family.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You start to see, like, you read bits in history, then you talk to mates, then you go, well, how come that English guy doesn't know about this thing, and how come I don't know as much about the South's history as I should? And do you know, and you start, well, hang on a fucking minute. This isn't all about teams, because I know one of the blokes on that side, and I know another bloke on this side, and they seem grand.
But this, of course, if you have spidey senses for that side of thing, it must be driving.
Oh Christ, the nightmare! I was actually just chatting with Dad about it because he's mad into it, like, and the one thing I was thinking, right, is even if you take the conspiracy side out of it, if you don't believe in any of that stuff, right, but you just look at what's been done in front of you, and then for a second think like a conspiracy theorist. So I was watching a video today of all these Yanks going out and marching on hospitals, right? And these are people, all the Americans that were going out and like fucking, right? Now, these people think that it's all made up, and they're also so fucking skint. They can't go to work because of lockdown, can't feed their families, and they're not getting any support from the government. So they're going up to hospitals going, this is fucking wrong. We're going to starve to death trying to fight a disease that nobody seems to really fucking have. And then you have nurses standing in fucking mass protesting against them, right? So they're standing 2 meters apart, not moving. And you're going right. So if the governments all around the world have said this is so bad, we're now taking nurses and doctors who've retired, and then also taking trainee nurses and doctors and bumping them up because it's fucking mental. Yet there's nurses that have the time to stand out the front of a fucking hospital with their arms full of doing fuck all. Surely that makes the conspiracy theorist, it just gives them ammo.
Yeah.
So you're sure if you're not trying to spread panic, don't fucking let that happen.
What'll the world be like when we come back? What'll stay different? You think?
I reckon the first 2 weeks is going to be amazing, but I actually think COVID-19 is the best way to spread AIDS because the amount of barebacking that'll be done. This is over.
It's like a lead-in fucking disease, is it?
Yeah, you'd be trying to ride someone, they'll be going, "Do you have a condom?" No, the shop was closed. Fucking do it anyway.
Just get at me.
Yeah, that's my theory. That's my 2 cents.
I appreciate it. Do you know what I was thinking? Like, because you're talking about the nurses and stuff like that. Like, the reason why it was fucking late is there's a guy delivering a thing or whatever, a courier, and the guy was standing at the fucking back door when he finally, hello, I'm looking for an address. I'm like, you're fucking not, you cunt, because you have it. If you're in fucking, don't be looking for it. Just fucking drive here. And we have postcodes now, Mick. So, you know.
Oh yeah, well done.
Thank you. And we're actually
another gift from the Brits.
But your man was standing at the back door, and I understand, everybody's applauding frontline workers and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But this guy stood at the back door like Buzz fucking Lightyear with his hands on his hips, like, I have delivered. I'm like, okay.
So like,
he stood there like, I am frontline worker. I'm like, your job has not changed at all. You're fucking DHL. You're the worst pack of cunts. You fucking in off the gate half the time, and they're electric gates. So of course the gates often, because we share the driveway with 2 other houses. Right. So if they open the fucking gate from their buzzer up at their house, the gate just squashes whatever box is behind it. Like these cunts, and this cunt, he actually walked to the back door with it, doing his job, and he went, "I delivered it." I went, "You did, good man." Now, good man.
That's some of the stuff were like I went to the Dole office when they shut all the pubs down. So maybe the day after Paddy's Day or the Thursday after Paddy's Day. And a woman made me stand like 2 meters from the fucking desk. Right. And basically shout, "I need benefits." Right? Yeah. So my pride, I didn't realize I had pride, but I was like, fucking bitch. But she was wearing a pair of gloves, and you could see that she was dead proud of her gloves. Like, I am being careful. And I'm like, you've touched every fucking pen, every bit of paper, your own face. You licked your glove to fucking turn a page around, and you think you're saving lives? You fucking gobshite. Sorry. I've had a beer.
I do wonder who, like, because when there's war or anything, you hear about these. I don't know what the action is called, but those fellas that wear uniforms and pretend like they've been to war or whatever just to get free.
Oh yeah.
I wonder will any lads kind of be getting, getting nurses scrubs and stuff and be getting some of that frontline pussy.
It's definitely. My mom was saying to me 2 days ago that in the 70s in the north, if you worked for the NHS or you were a nurse, you got free in the nightclubs. So people used to get fake NHS IDs to get free in the nightclubs, and definitely got the ride in that club. So that's definitely going to happen.
Oh yeah. But I still think
you want to get someone who's going to keep doing the cough dab in 2023, and they're like, "Why are you doing that?" I'd be like, "Oh, I worked on a ward," and they're like, "Oh, you're so brave." Like,
or the cunts that have been to festivals and their yokes are wearing off their fucking wrists. Some cunt walking around in like worn scrubs, even though you get free ones every day.
I'm going to do it different, but I'm going to lick a bat and then get confirmed kills. Like a World War II plane.
I'm going to put it on the side of my car, just driving around in a fucking Vauxhall Insignia with fucking
every time I'm mowed down a cunt.
But you're coping okay, says your man swigging a bottle of Heineken.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. It is a bit shit because you do kind of have, like, I've had a few days where I've been great. I've been up and fucking done a workout and stuff. And then other days where I've stood at the side of my bed and audibly said the words, "Just make the fucking bed, would you?"
Yeah.
Like, out of that, like, I don't know if you've had this where you're saving up jobs.
Yeah.
Like, my car was stinking for a week, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to wash it now because if this lasts for another fucking 6 weeks, I suppose I could wash it again, but I can't drive it anywhere. So it was just, even we stupid ideas for Instagram videos have taken me 2 weeks when it took 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just give yourself something to do.
Because you know what? Yeah, you don't want to fucking hurry him up because just in case. I was delighted with myself. I had the whiteboard, and I was writing the most minute fucking things. Normally, you'd be only up there for gigs coming up and stuff like that, and stuff I need to get done. I mean, I was quite literally, Mick, I was writing things like fucking wash the dog. Do you know? Like, and I was fuck, another job done there. Great stuff. Just to fill my psycho brain with fucking time.
I've been holding on to, like, needing to go for a piss for up to 2 hours now. Not now, but I mean, just in general, excitement. Like, I wonder how long I can do this. I've done a few irresponsible things. Like, I thought, I wonder how much I can drink. I drank 22 bottles of beer one day. New PB, so stick your 5Ks up your hole. I've wanked so much my dick has fucking fingerprints on it.
I was wondering. It took 21 minutes, Mick. 21 fucking minutes. 21 minutes to get to fucking wanking.
I reckon you and the wife have a fucking pool going.
21 minutes, love.
What about you guys? How's the baba? How are you doing then? You're all...
It's actually, he's the best distraction of the whole thing because there's loads. No, he's not a child that needs... He's a very easygoing child. He's fucking massive. I don't know, is there some latent fucking Viking gene or something in this lad? But he's fucking huge. He's the size of Mick. He's the size of a 2-year-old. He's 7 months.
Fucking lethal, man. Brilliant.
Like,
I think that's the same with Geddes' boy as well. He seems to be a big fucking unit as well.
Well, it's expected there. I mean, you know, like even you know, fucking, and even if you went to the maternal side, like Jodie's a big enough man too. Like,
good point. But
there's some big fuckers on both sides of our families. All right, so I reckon he's after getting that bit, but he's flying. But what he's good at, he is scheduled like a fucking soldier, and he's sticking to it. So it's great. You're like, okay, fucking 4 o'clock. He does. So it actually makes the day go very fucking easy because you're like, well, that's that to do. So it couldn't happen. And he's an easygoing child. He doesn't roar crying at all. Like, there's none of that carry on. I swear to God, I count on one hand how many times he cries. Once there's grub coming at him and sleep, he's a fucking man after our own heart, Mick.
Fucking right. I think you've given birth to me. I need a bottle every 3 hours too, you know what I mean?
Quite literally, yeah. But it's good. We're out the countryside too, so if I was in amongst where we used to live in Dublin and stuff like that, I'd have murdered a cunt by now. Definitely would have murdered a cunt.
I think that's the same here, even like being in my parents' house, it's the countryside as well. And it's fucking... Because I've chatted to a few lads that are still like living in London even, and you're like, fuck, that sounds fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Kai Humphries was telling me him and his missus were fucking hitting pads in the park because he's into his Muay Thai and stuff. And a cop came up and was like, you can't hit pads in the park. And they were socially distant, they were miles away from anybody. And Kai was like, why not? Because you're only allowed to walk or run or cycle. And Kai went, can we hit pads in the garden? And the guy went, yeah. He went, well, my garden's attached to someone else's garden and there's about a fucking half-an-inch thick fence stopping the two of us from spreading germs. So what fucking difference does it make?
Like, there has to be some level of...
It sounds terrifying what's happening over there.
That's ridiculous. Hold on. Are you reading a book while out as well? No reading. Walking?
Yeah.
Or what the fuck? Are you joking me?
Swear to God.
They brought their own pads to the park.
Brought their own pads to the park. They're just sitting smacking pads. Like, you think of the size of the parks in fucking London, they're miles away from anyone. And a cop comes up on a bike, you can't do that.
Fuck.
And I've heard over in the UK as well, there's been like, because on the BBC Radio, they made an announcement saying if you're like, you can buy whatever you want in the shop because certain police forces were telling people that like they couldn't buy a carryout or they couldn't buy fucking, like, it has to be only essentials.
Fuck.
And you're like, what the fuck is going on? It sounds crazy, man. But
Well,
you United Ireland in 6 weeks, what do you see?
I said it. I said it years ago when I gigged in London first. I remember one of the nights it was in the Comedy Cafe, and I talked about it. I was like, "None of you fuckers are country at all, are you? You know nothing about the country, do you?"
Aye.
And they were like, "No, we know nothing." I says, "Do you know how fucking horrendous this place will be?" And I remember joking about it. I says, "One of you cunts bites me, and that's it. I'm fucking burning the lot to the fucking ground. I'm taking you all away." Because think about, and you could see them. They're all like, "Oh, London is," and I was like, one matchstick, pull it from under you, and you're fucked. There's too many of you all at one spot.
You think of even like London when it's properly working,
Mm.
when it's all going great. One fucking tube breaks down and the entire city's fucked. One train doesn't go strictly on time, the whole thing's fucked.
Yeah. You know, out the country, if a road is flooded, there's 7 other roads you can use, Mike.
Yeah, and you can still chance it.
Yeah. Keep half clutch in, foot to the floor, you'd be all right.
Depend what you're fucking driving, but you'd be grand, you know.
Well, you know there'll be a fucker close by that can pull you out with a tractor anyway, you know, so there's...
There'll be a big man somewhere. I tie my belt around the front of it, here we go.
Well, so we're and this is all. It was the whole reason for moving. Like we're like quite literally on 25 minutes from where we parked up that day, the last gig, on 25 minutes from that spot.
Yeah.
Where we are now, so we're just into the countryside, so it's perfect. But that was the whole reason for moving out here, because I was getting claustrophobic.
Aye.
Because I worked it out. I was like, I'm having to deal with half econs problems. There was always a fucker knocking in, going, "Yeah, is there by any chance do you on the car out?" And you're going, "Would you ever fuck up my hole?" And it was pushing me over the edge. And little things like that shouldn't push somebody over the edge. But I know my breaking point, and it was I don't, you know. So for the hell of everybody.
And here, how much cheaper is it for you where you are now?
It's a bit cheaper. It's a nice spot, but it is a bit cheaper. But all in all, things work out cheaper because you're not tipping to the fucking shop every 2 seconds. You know what I mean? You do one big fucking old shop and stuff ends up, you kind of end up, you know, and you've more space, so you can actually, you're not buying I'm not quite Mama June with my fucking, with my coupons down the fucking shop, whatever, and getting a whole house full of toilet rolls. But at the same time, little things like that where you can buy the 10 pack of something. And there's a place to put it. You know, so things do end up being that little bit deeper, like, you know. But to live in Dublin, sure, I mean, it's fucking disaster with the fucking price of rent.
Fucking hell. I've gone down and stayed with mates the odd time and been like, how much are you paying for this shithole? You fucking seeming any big city though, isn't it? It's just fucking out of control.
But I said it to mates of mine, like, who are working. I remember I was talking to one of the boys, and he'd no ties whatsoever. He has no girlfriend, fucking no siblings. The parents live abroad. And he was working they were bankers, they were stockbrokers here in Dublin. He was just giving out about the rent he was paying for one. He didn't want to live with fuckers either. Like, you know, he was in his mid-30s, late 30s. Right. He was like, what are you doing here? They have a branch in Cork. Go down and pay half the rent.
Right.
Half the rent. And quite literally, within 6 months, he asked for a transfer. And he's earning the exact same money, but paying half the fucking rent.
Well, I had a mate, a girl I went to uni with. So her and her fiance are both teachers. And they were sharing with 4 other couples who were also teachers in a flat in Dublin.
Oh.
Because none of them could afford fucking anywhere on their own.
No, you couldn't. Not a fucking hope.
Madness, man.
Come here, what was the last gig you did just before this?
Man, I had a good one. I headlined The Stand in Edinburgh.
Oh, lovely.
Which makes it worse. I wish... Because I've had a few moments where I've watched a few things on Netflix and gone, fuck, I'm really missing stand-up. Like, I watched my own fucking Ulster Hall show last Saturday night, and I kept forgetting that it was me doing the jokes. You know what I mean? I was going, how the fuck did I come up with that? So part of me wishes that I'd had a bit of, like, done The Stand, and then on the Sunday done a fucking shit one.
Yeah.
Level it out.
Yeah.
As opposed to going, fuck.
Yeah, but I think if that had happened, you would have turned around and went, well, fuck, I wish I didn't do that shitbox gig. At least I walked out on a fucking blazer.
It wasn't overthinking, like, isn't it? It's just... What about yourself? What was your last one?
I'm actually just trying to think. I think I was upset. What was the last one? Oh, it was a corporate. It was corporate. It paid well, but it was a bag of shit.
Aye.
Yeah, it was for a pharmaceutical company. Like, it wasn't.
And where are they now? The fucking bastards.
Fucking bastards. I mean, it is. I've done a couple of those. I did one online one. Did you? You did one. Did you do one for the lounge yet?
Recorded one for the lounge. What day are we on? Friday? Wednesday recorded it. But fucking Tom, it was that bad. It was like I basically tried to record some because it was only 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Now doing a 3 minute set live, I find difficult. I'm like, oh fuck. Ugh. So I don't even think I did an actual finished joke.
Yeah.
It just went. Or how do you want it? Because it's an odd feeling when it's fucking. And I've had tons of people message me on Facebook and Instagram, whatever, and be like, just do 20 minutes for us. Mm. And I'm like, this is the thing that people don't understand. I don't do stand up for them. I do it for money, drugs, and a wee bit of puss.
Yep.
In fact, do you know what? It's mainly the drugs because the other two things have stopped coming. But it's that, yeah. That's another thing as well. I don't know if it's just this fucking UK NHS shit, but everyone's got this belief of like we're all in this together. We're all in it together. And when people demand comedians entertain them for nothing, I'm like, fuck you, you piece of shit.
Yeah, I haven't. Thankfully, I haven't gotten that vibe. I think the vibe around here is kind of like, all right, we'll be a little less cunty around each other. There doesn't seem to be that whole. Let's all band together like the Second World War.
Man, there's so much of it. Did you see Prince Charles and Camilla trying to clap?
Oh, no.
Tom O'Malley, I swear to fuck. Prince Charles, that's the first time he's clapped in his life. I'm telling you right now, the man doesn't know how to do it. I fucking swear. Because Camilla's there, she's wearing jeans trying to be one of the people, right? And she's like, and Prince Charles, I swear to fuck, was going.
I have images.
It's insane. Again, you can't watch that and not go, he's definitely a fucking lizard. Like, do you know what I mean?
The inbreeding that would create, you know what I mean? Like, I just have notions of, do you remember Talladega Nights?
Yeah.
Do you remember Ricky Bobby in his first interview and his hands kept on coming up in front of the camera? Like, he's like, I don't know what to do. The car run real good. The team just got out there and we just got after it, and we're just, the car run real. Ricky Bob, what are you doing with your hands? I don't know what to do with my hands to keep.
I killed Diane in a tunnel.
Would you have to imagine, like, whatever about our lives not changing much, like the likes of the Queen tipping up to Balmoral, ladies, motherfuckers, you know.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing too, man. It's such a fucking. I'm getting comfy because I'm going to rant, but I remember like reading one of the papers like, oh, the Queen has self-isolated in Balmoral, and I'm like, that's not self-isolating. Because she's definitely still not making her own fucking toast.
For sure.
And that's like. That what it should say is rich old German bitch flees to palace while pandemic kills the poor.
That's exactly it. That's exactly. Nothing has changed. She tips up to Balmoral for the crack anyway. So it's like she didn't have to get the train. She didn't have to queue anything. A car pulled up outside, drove her from one giant house to another giant house.
And we paid for it.
And guards, and it's. I don't know. I mean, I wonder, will it shake up the system at all in the UK? Like the governmental situation is just ridiculous. It's all foppish Eton boys or posh boys that went to posh schools in Ulster as well.
But yeah, there's so much, but it's like, cause even the fact that they had to get through the House of Lords. Yeah. So the people we vote for, well, not the ones we vote for, because the ones I vote for don't fucking go, if you know what I'm saying. But any bill in the House of Commons has to go to the House of Lords, which is a bunch of like ancient old cunts, like the bank from Mary Poppins.
Or Greenwalds from fucking...
You know, like old dusty old fucks, like, has to get through them and then go back. But I don't think it's going to matter. I think that I do think Scotland have kind of woken up to the fact that they're getting nothing out of the Union. I think a lot of people in the North are getting fucking wise to it as well, but I think in terms of England and what we're still going to be fed,
yeah,
it's not going to change. Like, how did Boris Johnson go from beating his wife or beating his fiance, having like, all these illegitimate kids he's not paying for, coughs once, gets coronavirus, and now they're going, Monday night, everyone 8 o'clock, go outside, clap for Boris. Like, I'd rather slam a dick in a car door.
Like,
sorry.
Again, like, first, how the fuck? Again, people just hear what they want to hear. Like, if you had a company if you had Mickey D's Rockin' Diner, right? And you wanted somebody, listen, lads, put an ad in for, we need some cunt to clean the floors in here. He needs 2 hands and 2 legs. That's about it. And, you know, isn't a fucking complete goon. And that cunt showed up with his CV in his hand. The very sight of him, you're going, not happening. No, sorry, mate.
I mean, when brush your hair, you fucking clamp it.
Yeah.
Totally. But it's, yeah, I just think that the insane level of, like, the whole 2 World Wars, 1 World Cup attitude of English people is just deep in them, and they'll never fucking...
But it's deep in...
It should be 2 World Wars, 1 World Cup, but 17 genocides and a civil war.
That's some movie. Hugh Grant was in fucking...
Yeah.
But
yeah. Hugh Grant versus Brendan Gleeson. What a fucking movie.
But any of the people, like English people that listen to my podcast and stuff like that, they don't buy into it at all. You're like, how can it's such a divided country? Like, let alone the Union, would say, in inverted commas, because I don't know what Wales is at. You know what I mean? I think they're just happy enough to have, once they get fake tan, I think they're happy.
Yeah, but I think Wales is basically the Northern Ireland of the Big Island.
Right, yeah.
Like, we'll just don't fucking say anything and keep the free hospitals.
Is that the one thing holding it together? The free hospitals?
It's the only reason why I would want to stay with, like, the UK.
Yeah.
But if the South went fucking, we'll do free hospitals, I'd be like, right, let's do it. Yeah, fuck me, if Iraq went, we'll do free hospitals, I'd move there too. Like, it's the only thing I really give a fuck about.
Hey, in more serious matters though, how is your martial arts coming on? Because you have nunchucks, man. You actually went out and got a George St. Pierre fucking headband. Like, how you have not been invited to the Kumite?
Tom, I'm 33 years of age, right? And I don't say this lightly. There was a full adult ninja costume coming to my house in the next 2 weeks.
Yes!
And I can't figure out if it's because I wanted to make a funny video or if I just wanted to have a full-length ninja costume.
I've
got the wee boots and everything's in the wee boots.
I've owned 3 ninja costumes throughout my life.
Have you?
Yeah.
Are they comfy? I feel like I'm just going to wear it as pajamas.
They're amazing. They're fucking amazing. It's essentially, it's a gi, but it's fucking...
Aye, it's got extra bits.
Yeah, it's all black, and you've got the little fucking frog toe things as well. You're going to be off to the fucking races. Yeah. You're never coming out of that thing.
When they try to catch me doing a non-essential journey, I'll be like, fucking try again, bitches. Smoke bomb, disappear.
Do you know, Honey Boo Boo just popped in for the second time randomly. I haven't thought about that show in years, but it's just popped into my head again. There was a bit where she was amazing to camera, you know, and she had this bit. She goes, "I'm a mini ninja. I'm a ninja," and I thought, first of all, the word "minge" shouldn't be in a fucking 6-year-old's fucking lexicon, right? But Mickey the ninja.
Man, I'm telling you. That's one thing. I'm missing a fucking decent punch bag. Because not that I can actually martial art anything, but I do love hitting stuff. But I am looking forward to just sneaking up on the oil pair full.
I just imagine you on top of wardrobes and shit.
Just waiting.
Just waiting in the darkness.
Yeah, then my man going, Michael, dinner's ready. I'm like, fucking okay, let's go. Just bombing down the stairs with a sword tied to my back.
Oh.
What are we having? Beans? Mom, I don't like beans.
Michael, put your sword away. It's not a sword, Ma. It's what is it? A katana.
A katana.
Are those two katanas in the corner?
I can't put it away until it's shed blood.
Are those katanas in the corner of
the
room?
Yeah.
My God. My God.
They're somewhere as well, I think. They're not sure. They're just fucking. I bought those on my last student loan. I don't even know if they can be sharpened. They're just big butter knives, but you know what I mean? If anyone ever breaks in, they'll just see me like top half ninja costume, bottom half Muay Thai shorts.
I can't say anything. I have a Conan the Barbarian replica sword.
That one's a belter.
Hold on.
Yes. Man,
we would drive the women before us, and the women meet.
Cram. Is
that
the one
we got that for the wedding?
Yeah, that's fucking epic. Mine's. I'll show you.
We are such children. Oh my Lord.
So, this one is from the Last Samurai.
Oh, nice.
Belongs to the old way new thing, or whatever. And then apparently this is from Kill Bill, but it's a different color. But it is in a Tori Hanzo, so don't fuck with me, you know. Just keep them here so it looks sweet.
Being an adult is great, isn't it?
Oh man, that's the fucking. There was a time I heard Donald Trump talking about something. But the Space Force thing.
Oh yeah.
He's like, so and they've tried to invent this fucking gun for space, like a real gun for space, and they put a bunch of money into like space fighter jets. And I remember thinking, it took him 3 years as president to do that. If I was president, the first thing I would have fucking done.
Where are the lasers?
I'm like, okay, guys, I'm thinking Death Star. Okay.
It's like much as you think in the real world, you're going, oh, he's a fucking disgrace. But there's also something where you're going, I'd love one day to be that maniacal, where you can just, like, you quite literally walk around with blinkers.
He's not even maniacal, he's just an absolute gobshite.
But he's never heard no. You know what I mean? This is the thing.
Well, yeah.
No. So, I mean, if you were given 300 million, which his father gave him, eventually, and he went bankrupt like 10 times or whatever, when you get to the 300 million mark, I think what happens is you end up with enough people around you who know how to make more money.
Yeah.
And if you've got a giant head like he does, and is just such like to walk around with that haircut in today's society, and no fucks given, you have to kind of go, imagine what one day with that mindset would be like. You'd go out of your fucking head.
Fucking total. Without a doubt. Yeah, imagine coming back to your own body.
Yeah.
Imagine there was like a fucking 17 again, but with Trump.
Yeah.
After 24 hours, you have to come back to Micky Bartlett's body in your fucking mum's house. You can't pay to bang a porn star. You're just wanking on a sword.
To be fair, I bet he's wanked on a sword once or twice.
Oh, man, he's probably wanked with one. Just to see. I don't even know what that means.
But the weird things at the upper echelons, and these are the things that I talk with Gordo all the time, like the weird shit, and the people who the relatively famous people, sports people that I've had on the podcast, and the stuff they tell you that you can't fucking talk about, like
I've heard that stuff too, like, yeah.
Getting invited to like F1 races in Monaco. Like when you get invited by, say, a big team or something, like the level of opulence that your average person, like a lotto winner, would know what that, no, there's no measure of opulence. Like,
that's the thing. I've said to people a few times, so if you've ever done anything for a TV company and you get a free hotel and you're lying in bed, go, this hotel's fucking brilliant. So imagine that's the bottom rung of that ladder.
Yeah, and there's 1,000 rungs on that fucking ladder.
Yeah.
Like a person I know, I won't say who, but they were friends with the Sultan of Brunei's son.
Mm-hmm.
And by friend, they were a plaything because that's how he lives his life. People around him, the guy is so out of his fucking mind with just wealth that he has never known what we know, nor his brain is plugged into a different thing altogether. So money, people, everything are throwaway playthings. But like on a weekend, say Mickey is the Sultan of Brunei, I am Sultan of Brunei's son, and I liked Micky Bartlett's company. Quite literally, somebody ring Mickey. Okay, put the phone to my ear. Mickey, darling, there's a chopper outside your house. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, don't worry about clothing. Yeah, that'll be all arranged. Bye. I'll meet you in France.
Aye.
That's the level of, what the fuck?
I know a couple of lads have done gigs for like different, like, it's the Prince of fucking Bahrain or somewhere like that. And they were saying that like there was one bloke and just this harem of fucking models. And it was like they would deliver a joke and all the women would look at the bloke, he would laugh, and then they would laugh too.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you know what I mean? Just, again, because they're just like, well, this is how I make my living, hanging about with this dude, so...
And you wondered, because I didn't think I knew any of those, you would never meet those women, like, because they're in movies. They're almost like henchmen. You don't think about who they are or what they are, like. But I think I knew, when I did the J1 in Boston years ago, I remember running into two of the girls that lived upstairs from us back in Dublin. And they were saying, oh, do you know such and such? I said, oh, the posh one. Posh me whole. The following year, they were I think they went to LA for their J1 visa for the summer. And basically, she became a high-class hooer. But like she was tall, good-looking girl, like, but she flown, like, coming back with strange money, strange cash. She'd have, like, where the fuck did that note come from? It's got a cactus on it, like cactus and an eagle, and it'd be just left around. And all these girls are working summer jobs in like fucking country clubs and stuff. Whereas out of nowhere, she got a job, but she was hooring basically around the world, but she cleared all her student loans and.
Man, it's I was at a gig in Australia one night where a mate, or one of the comedians, basically brought a date who was a sex worker. Now, I was going through that thing of like, you paid for a fucking hair, but then you forget it's legal in Australia, so they literally will go and just fucking bang some dude and then go meet their boyfriends or whatever. And she was chatting about it and she was like, tell me another way to make this much money.
What kind of twine was she making?
Like, fucking serious coin, like.
Yeah.
Like in Sydney, do you know what I mean? She had enough money to live by herself.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what I mean? So, I'd fucking do it if I had... Well, I do have big tits, but if I was any good at shagging...
How creepy, just speaking of fucking, like, big tits and stuff, just something popped into my head, one of the last... How fucked up has the WhatsApp groups gotten?
Man, our WhatsApp groups have kind of fucking... Well, the comedians ones that I'm in have kind of gone quiet. And then the ones that I'm in with, like, mates that, like, fucking grooms parties and stuff like that are sending in stuff. And you realise that normal people trying to be funny is so much fucking worse than us.
Yeah.
So, like, the dark shit comedians send between each other, the dark shit comedians say, at least we all know it's a joke and there's a...
Yeah.
Or whatever. And then these cunts are just sending you just the maddest stuff. And you're like, man... If the government traced my foot, like, trace you, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm in a WhatsApp group with comedians. We used to play a game called Homoerotic Doppelganger, where you try and find a bit of gay porn that looks like one of the other comics.
Shane Todd continues.
Yeah. Oh, man, he's there. You Google Twink, and he's fucking there. But you fucking, and then you send the photo with a wee story of like, oh, this is how fucking Geddes got the SSE, or this is how Dave got whatever, and everyone has a laugh. The ones I'm in with just fucking muggles.
Yeah.
You're like, man, where did you even get that? And why are you not questioning who the fuck your mate is? Like,
I got sent one the other day, and now I've been sent more graphic stuff. This wasn't particularly graphic, but it disturbed me. And
yeah,
it was this old guy. He was fat, like, but have you seen those suction cups? They're like,
man, I retweeted that one.
Did you
That
see
was
it?
that wasn't where he's like fucking
Titties. I love my titties. And then he's squealing like a pig. That's what upset me at the end. He started squealing.
Yeah, there's been some fucking dirty shit going about, man. I hope the internet gets shut down at this point. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, it's at a level. Although, in fairness, if the internet was gone, we would miss things like your Instagram story of the session with the teddies was fucking brilliant.
Terrible. That's been a thing where I'm trying to like, right, can I make that last? I wanted to do the entire opening scene from Up, like the whole thing. I had a bash at it, and I don't think most people got it because I didn't do it properly. But
have you put it in your highlights? Can people still see it?
Yeah, highlights, yeah. So the quarantine highlights on my Instagram. But yeah, I've got a few more ideas for a few bits over the weekend.
Yeah, it is. I started building stuff out of pallets at this stage, Mick.
That barbecue thing looked fucking great.
Yeah, it got way more of a response than I thought. It was just like, well, this is a thing that I need, and there's pallets there. So, and people are like, oh, fucking nice. And I'm like, oh, I have to put doors and everything on it yet. But yeah, it actually does serve a fucking purpose.
Yeah.
But it allowed me to hit shit for about 6 hours.
Brilliant.
And the beautiful thing, that people keep, oh man, I must get you to make one of them. And I'm like, what would I even charge you? It's pallets. What are you talking?
Yeah.
Like, but at the same time, it's kind of it's such a bluff. You don't have to be anyway, because pallets are already rustic. You know.
Yeah.
A half inch here, a half inch there. Oh, it's so rustic. I'm calling bullshit on that.
Yeah, it's so splintery and full of nails. Yes, it is. Yes.
But that's the other side of it too. Could you come out of this? Because we can't live like, because we're real, man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know these wankers? Like, you go to these posh shops and you're going, hold on, but that's a really badly made spoon. Why is it 42 quid? And they're like, yes, but it's made like by Josh Harum.
Yeah.
Those trees. I remember speaking with a guy one time at a Christmas fair, and he had these bowls, timber bowls that he carved out. They were nice. They were nothing fucking amazing. And I had to ask him, like, these bowls were well into the fucking big money, and his own name stamped into the bottom of them. And I asked him outright, I said, what makes these bowls? Why have they got a cross on them? I'm waiting to hear this for speciality and going after the old ones.
Uh-huh.
He made sure these trees fell naturally, and they fell naturally on parochial ground.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Literally, Jesus Christ bowls. That's what they were.
That's fucking incredible, man.
Try even tracing that bullshit. But there'd be a photograph, you see, in it with the tree. But the fucking cunt, some of these trees in these orchards and parochial grounds, he might get 1,000 bowls out of it. You know?
Aye. Fuck me. It's not a bad shout.
I think that's the way we need to be going.
Yeah. I'm going to do the same thing, but with Protestant skulls. Oh, yeah. Parochial ground. Uh-huh.
But the balls to do that, like, you know, and I've always been utterly sheer admiration from, there was a guy, again, it was in Boston during that summer, and they did a Boston Irish festival, and this guy had fucking bits of turf, and they were vacuum packed, and a big fucking label on them saying Irish turf. And the same guy went on to have the only rights in Ireland. He's North Tip, this cunt, and he has a bog that's not worth a shit. Aye. But what he does is, he has the only rights to it because he's able to send organic matter to America now. So you can have it thrown in with your grave or have it up on the mantelpiece or whatever. And he was charging 15 quid for each piece of turf. But the earth, it has to be put through some machine, basically. The same machine that they have in the Australian airports. You know that program where somebody comes through And I go, sorry, mate, you can't come through with a fucking bear head. And somebody's like, but I hunted this bear myself in fucking Vietnam. They're like, I get it, but you're going to have to pay 500 quid to have it put through the machine, and you have it in 2 weeks to kill all the nits or whatever. This guy has his own one, and he's the only certified guy in Ireland that can send organic matter, basically in the way of earth, to America, and he's charging 22 quid a pound. Yeah. And
I wish I was one of those people that could see something and go, that's going to make me a fortune.
But we wouldn't have the balls, the neck to do it, because we'd overthink it. Overthink it. And that's where the Donald Trump brain and the fucking the Boris brain comes in, because those cons they're just sitting going, of course I can be the leader of the free world.
Yeah. I remember hearing a thing about Trump that it's such a cuntish move, to the point where, do you know when someone's such an arsehole, you're like, that's actually impressive?
Yeah.
Where he managed to get loans out of banks based on his name, even though he didn't have any money. And there was a point where he borrowed like so many million off a bank and bought a yacht, and the bank owned the insurance company.
Right.
That he fucking insured his yacht with. And it basically, they asked him for an $800,000 insurance payment, and he said no. And they went, listen, if you make him pay the $800,000 insurance payment, he'll never pay the yacht off. So just write the 800 grand off. And the bank were like, yeah, fair enough.
Wow. Yeah.
Well,
they say that, like, never owe the bank like 50,000. What you want to owe the bank is 50 million.
Yeah.
Because you'll get tickets to the fucking Ryder Cup out of that, because they want to kiss your arse, so you'll make them that 50 million back again.
I remember reading Russell Brand's first book years ago.
Bookie Wookie, was it?
Bookie Wookie, yeah. And he had said at one point when he was fucking off his tits and heroin, and he rented a really expensive flat, like $6,000 a month or something. And he said what he realized was, if you're renting somewhere for 200 quid a month and you don't pay the 200 quid, the landlord's going to come looking for it because they think you're skint.
Yeah.
But if you're renting somewhere for $6,000 a month, that landlord thinks you're good for it, so they'll never come looking for it. And he lived in this place for like a fucking year, just shooting up.
That's the dream, Nick.
Yeah, totally. I'm gonna have to fucking go here because I need to get drunk.
Understood. And I need to make the dinner and put the child to bed so I can go and get drunk. Quick, I want to talk because I may not. Hopefully, I'll see you again. But before, is it October? Is the next definite gig? Half the tickets are gone.
Yeah, the Ulster Hall is October, 17th. So fingers crossed.
And if you need to practice, just Skype me and I'll just get drunk watching you. Yeah.
I'll do it on Facebook 20 minutes at a time. Be all right.
Yeah, of course. Everybody will love it. Well done, Mick. Well done. Failing that, I want a job in Mickey D's fucking diner.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, man. You can, yeah. In fact, I'll be the front of house. You can do the cooking. We'll make a fortune.
All the seating will be pallets.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll come out and carve the meat in front of them with swords.
We've got all the shit already, for fuck's sake. Mickey, thanks a million. Third time round, and just as beautiful.
Fucking great chatting to you. I'll see you again soon.
Mind yourself. Good luck.
All the best.